Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please put your hands together for Taff Chlordane and his favourite sports jokes. Thank you. You are too kind. You know, at school, when I said I wanted to be a comedian, they laughed at me. Well, they're not laughing now. Over this series of films on my channel, I have picked the best in sports jokes. The best sports jokes for the family, and also the best X-rated ones. Let's waste no more time and take your marks, get set, go!
Do you know, I think I'm allergic to sport. Whenever I play it, I keep breaking out in sweat. Do you know what the hardest thing about learning to ice skate is? The ice. How does Lionel Messi change a light bulb? He holds it in the air and the world revolves around him. He's an ambidextrous fighter. He can get knocked out with either hand. I've nothing against watching a darts match. I just wish my IQ was low enough so I could enjoy it. Who was the last person to box Rocky Marciano? His Undertaker. The 7 dwarfs are down in the mines when there's a big cave-in. Snow White runs to the entrance and yells down to them. In the distance, a voice shouts out, "Aston Villa are good enough to win the Champions League." Snow White says, "Well, at least Dopey's still alive." What do you call a lady in goal? A net. I told my girlfriend I had a new job in the bowling alley. She said, "Temp in?" I said, No, it's permanent. I'm in shape. Well, round's a shape, isn't it? Golfer, how do you like my game? Caddy, very good, sir, but personally, I prefer golf. You know, you have to stay in shape. My mother started walking 5 miles a day when she was 60. Now she's 95 and we've no idea where she is. Sarah was reading a newspaper whilst her husband was engrossed in a magazine. Suddenly she burst out laughing. "Listen to this," she said. "There's a classified ad here where a guy is offering to swap his wife for a season ticket to the stadium." Her husband said, not looking up from the magazine. Teasing him, Sarah said, "Would you swap me for a season ticket?" "Absolutely not," he said. "How sweet," Sarah said. "Tell me why not." "Season's more than half over," he said. In the 1984 sheepdog trials, none were convicted. Jose Mourinho was caught speeding on his way to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium today. When questioned, he said, "I'll do anything for 3 points. I used to dream of playing like Tiger Woods. Now I can." Does running late count as exercise? For some time now, my wife has had this crazy idea that I'm playing too much golf. Things finally came to a head about midnight last night. She suddenly shouted at me, "Golf, golf, 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 golf! All you ever think about is golf." I'll be honest, it frightened the life out of me. I mean, you don't expect to meet anybody on the 16th tee at that time of night. I used to be addicted to swimming, but now I'm very proud to say I've been dry for 6 years. What are the rules for zebra baseball? 3 stripes and you're out. During a marathon, there was one runner dressed as a chicken and another runner dressed as an egg. Oh no, not that old debate again. Manager to player. I'll give you £100 a week to start with and £200 a week in a year's time. Player to manager. Well, I'll come back in a year's time then. A man went to the doctor one day and said, "I've just been playing rugby. And when I got back after the match, I found that when I touched my legs, my arms, my head, my tummy, and everywhere else, it really, really hurt." The doctor gave him the once-over and told him, "You know, you've broken your finger. If at first you don't succeed, skydiving is not for you." How many snowboarders does it take to screw in a light bulb? 50. 3 of them to die trying, 1 to actually pull it off, and the other 46 to say, "Man, I could do that." Today a man knocked on my door and asked for a small donation towards the local swimming pool. I gave him a glass of water. Arsenal are a team in transition. They're going from bad to worse. I thought it was a sure thing, you know. I backed a horse last week at 10-1. It came in at 3:15. Who was the poet of basketball? Longfellow. At one point during a game, the coach said to one of his young players, "Do you understand what cooperation is and what a team is?" The little boy nodded in the affirmative. "Do you understand that what matters is whether we win together as a team?" The little boy nodded again, yes. "So," the coach continued, "when a strike is caught, or you're out at first, you don't argue or curse or attack the umpire. Do you understand all that?" Again, the little boy nodded. "Good," said the coach. "Now go over there and explain it to your mother." How many Liverpool fans does it take to change a light bulb? None. They just sit around in the dark talking about how good the old one was. By the way, I realise that Liverpool have just recently won the Champions League and also won the Premier League. Well done, Liverpool. I do like the team, by the way. I've always wanted to be somebody, but I wish I'd just been a bit more specific. A couple of old boys are talking and one asks the other, "Are you going to watch the school football match this afternoon?" "Nah, it's a waste of time," came the reply. "I can tell you what the score is before the game starts." "Can you? What is it then?" 0-0. Patient: "Doctor, please help me. I keep thinking I'm John McEnroe." Doctor: "You cannot be serious." I knew my wife was a keeper the first time I ever saw her. She was wearing massive gloves. What's the difference between a Celtic fan and a coconut? You can get a drink out of a coconut. I met a couple of Aston Villa supporters at the pub the other night. "Do you often go to Villa Park?" I asked them. "Yeah, of course," they said. "We found the perfect way. 10 minutes after kick-off, we climb over the fence." "That's great," I replied. "Yeah, but last week we were caught and had to sit down and watch the rest of the match." Paul is so condescending about my tennis strokes. I can't take any more of his backhanded compliments. They say the best way to beat the rush at Villa Park is to stay and watch to the end of the game. When I was 40, my doctor advised me that a man in his 40s shouldn't play tennis. I heeded his advice carefully and could hardly wait until I was 50 so I could start again. What do you call an Englishman in the knockout stages of the World Cup? A referee. During the World Cup in Brazil, the England team visited an orphanage. It was heartbreaking to see their sad little faces with no hope, said Fernando, age 6. What's a boxer's favourite part of the joke? The punchline. An Aston Villa fan walks into the pub with his dog just as the football scores come on the TV. The announcer says that Aston Villa have lost 3-0, and the dog immediately rolls onto his back, sticks its paws in the air and plays dead. "That's amazing," says the barman. "What does he actually do when they win?" The Aston Villa fan scratches his head for a couple of minutes and finally replies, "I don't know, I've only had the dog 8 months." A man goes into the library and asks where he can find books about Everton in the Champions League. "Fairy tales and fantasies are on the second floor, sir." Did you hear the joke about the fast pitch? Forget it, you missed it. Juve just finished playing Man United in the Champions League. A little fan runs up to Ronaldo after the match, waving a piece of paper to get an autograph. Cristiano says, "Sure, do you have a pen?" The kid says, "I'll get one." He then throws himself on the ground and starts rolling around, holding his knee and crying. Cristiano says, "You said you were going to get a pen." The kid replies, "Well, it works for you." An old joke here. The East German pole vault champion who is now the West German champion. What do you get in football if you cross a ball and Romelu Lukaku? A goal kick. If you drink, don't drive. Don't even putt. How many Manchester United fans does it take to change a light bulb? None. They're quite happy living in the shadows. A man loved to play golf. It was the one activity he really looked forward to every week. One Saturday, he returned home from a scheduled foursome much earlier than his wife had expected. She asked him why he was home so early. Do you want to play golf with somebody who whines about every shot, complains about everything on the course, and makes noises when you're trying to make important shots? He asked. No, I don't, answered his wife. Well, neither did they. Two surfers are getting ready to paddle out. Surfer 1. Hey man, guess what? I got a new longboard for my wife. Surfer 2. Great trade. Fencing joke. What's the point? Give a man a fish and he will eat for a day. Teach him how to fish and he will sit in a boat all day and drink beer.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Once again, really, you are too kind. Really, thank you. If you've enjoyed these jokes, check out my other films for more family jokes and also those X-rated ones. If you have enjoyed this video on my channel, please show your support by liking it and subscribing. Check out www.tavchlordane.com for the best in sports facts, podcasts, jokes, quotes, quizzes, and much more.